Alright guys, welcome back. Part 9. Where we left off, we had kind of stupidly crossed this river, even though we had seen some warriors kind of floating around in this area. I know it's not an excuse, but again, it is quite difficult to pay attention and make correct decisions at the moment. For example, this. I maybe shouldn't have done that, but we'll see. We do have a river protecting us there, so hopefully we'll be alright. Now, we can see they're starting to congregate on that city, but that should be sort of the end of their invasion. But it does make getting that trireme back there a higher priority. So let's do that. Let's take a look down here. What is our like 9 damage to that? So it's probably worth a shot trying to kill him in borders like this. Yeah, 6 damage. Okay. Stonehenge went. Do we know who got it? Let's see. No. And it looks like France is going pretty heavy into honor right now, so his units are gonna be a lot more efficient than ours at the moment. You can heal. Yeah? Okay, yeah, you can heal. And, you know, we can't see this tile. I kind of have a suspicion that there's a unit there. Yeah, there he is. But we can attack him for free, since Desert will cancel out his moves. Oops, I thought I was going to the next unit. Now I did talk sort of a while back about research agreements, and I said how that they were not something that you pay for in this game, that you got them by making declarations of friendship. However, I am playing the new mods, my first time on the new beta version, and in fact they have been changed to this, where you make a research agreement with a player. It costs, I believe, well, the cost varies depending on the era, but let's see, where is it? It doesn't say the cost, but it's probably around the same as vanilla, if not the same. And so what happens is, instead of being a big bonus at the end of the agreement, you receive a percentage, 3% every turn, for 30 turns. 3% of your combined research, that is. We can go. Oh, we just march. If we go this hill, we can get attacked. And so you receive the 3% combined research. And if you have a declaration of friendship in place, that amount is increased by 50%. So that is the most recent change. I haven't really played a ton with it yet. I am playing sort of another game outside of this, because I don't want to get too far ahead of where I am in the game and where I'm uploading everything. So it seems to be a nice feature. I prefer it not being a sum, sort of a lump sum at the end of the agreement. I just don't like racing through the tech tree. I like to play around and have fun with the different eras, so that's just me. So we should get this trireme in a defensive position next turn, and we will definitely be picking up this bombardment 1 here. So let's go ahead and start removing these guys. Okay. 2 turns to a library, 3 turns to grow, 4 turns to ironworking. Here comes another barbarian. We're going to want to clear out this camp pretty soon, but it's just so far out of the way of anything else we're doing that, I don't know, it'll probably have to wait for a little while still. And like I said, I am keeping track of our influence with our city-states. We are currently up to 46 influence, so we will get a unit next turn. Okay. Now, this should have 4 moves, and it does, yeah. Good. So that's 2 moves. Now, the question is, do I want to put this archer on the hill and then move him into the city? And it seems okay, but again, this is sort of a risky maneuver. We don't know what's on this tile, this tile, this tile. They're all able to attack this hill here. And like I said, our more riskier moves have not exactly been panning out for us this game. So it might be time to sort of start playing a little more cautiously here. Especially considering how important this archer is going to be to the defense, although we do have him coming in. But, you know, I don't want to lose more archers. They are going to upgrade into longbowmen, so let's keep him alive for now and possibly just disembark on this tile. Oh, maybe not. So we'll just move him here for now. Our worker still... Come on, where's our worker? Okay, we grew here. Let's finish our exploration of this little patch, and then we can maybe embark him. Does he have embark? No, so we'll have to get him back to our borders first. Interesting. Oh, too bad we're at war. I could probably take out that warrior and pick up a free worker. Let's kind of hang in the area there and see what happens. So, what is this? 2 moves left. Can I? No, I can't double up. So, just start bombarding here. You're almost healed. You got a farm. Our worker can just fortify for now. Like I said, could bring him to this hill, but it's risky, and our riskier moves have not been working out for us so far. So, let's end the turn. Oh, again, playing the beta, one of the most recent, well, in this beta, the AI was coded to more into favoring pillaging, whereas in previous versions they would be sitting on your most important improvement for a city, and you'd be like, why are you not pillaging this? This seems like the perfect opportunity to really do some damage to my economy. And they would just kind of sit there taking range shots from your city. They have been upgraded to favor pillaging much more heavily in this version. So let's use you to, let's see, 7 damage, 5 damage. Let's see if we can get lucky with this shot right here. And we did. Very nice. Now, there was a warrior here. Sort of a problem with fast combat is that you kind of lose track of where the units are going. So, I believe this is... No, because there's no way he could have gotten to that tile. So there is still a warrior over here. Okay, we have a spearman to scout it at least. The reason I mention this is that I want to disembark. So actually what I'll do is disembark here. Yeah, there's that warrior we were just talking about. And I can now, hopefully, kill him. Maybe not. Because if we want to only take 1 attack. Good, okay. Good, we got an upgrade here. Give him +1 sight. So, okay, this is a great example of what the Vanguard class's promotions look like. We have Trenches 1, 15% defense in open terrain, and a +1 sight. If we continue in this line, and we get the next promotion in this line, we'll receive an additional 15% defense and an additional movement. Now, that... let's just take a look here. So, on a scout, we have the ignore terrain cost. So if we upgrade him to a Vanguard, he will still retain the ignore terrain cost, making these more viable. And what I mean by that is that if we just flat build the next unit in this line, the levy will not come with the ignore terrain cost promotion, and which means that we could give him 2 promotions in this line and give him an extra movement, but he will not have the ignore terrain cost. So it'll be 3 moves, but moving across rivers will cancel his movement, moving on to forest will cost 2, etc. Whereas if we go for a recon, we see here we ignore the terrain cost. So with this scout, we want to focus on one of these 2. We don't need sort of a redundant ignore terrain cost promotion. Where are you exactly right now? You're on rough. We could probably stand to be here, turn and heal. We'll get to 13. We've got a river and a forest, and now a 15% promotion. So let's do that. Kind of lost track of exactly what I was talking about. Hopefully that made sense to you all. Edinburgh wants a road, which is quite possible considering this worker is more or less finished for the moment. Oh, I did mention that we would be getting a military CS unit this turn. So let's go ahead and take care of that now. I reviewed the latest video, and you guys can't actually see what I'm doing when I Alt-Tab. So those of you interested in the Fire Tuner, you can just find some posts online and see how everything works. It's quite easy. So it looks like I'm not doing anything right now. I'm actually just opening the Fire Tuner and getting everything set up. So I did say I would try to give us unbiased sorts of units. Again, it's sort of unfortunate that we're having to do this, but you know, you do what you have to sometimes. So we're going to give ourselves another spearman. I'm going to try and not give us stuff like triremes and catapults and you know, some of the more specialized units of the game that provide bonuses to certain things. So I just want to give us sort of the most general kind of unit we can. So, okay, got our spearman selected. We're just going to plop him in our city since that's where he would appear. And let me just turn off the Fire Tuner. Again, this unit receives no upgrades. I mean, it's theoretical that one of our city-state allies could have a barracks built and we would be receiving experience, but again, we don't know, so we'll just try to be as impartial as possible here. So our worker is protected, which is nice. Let's choose our production. I think we want a lighthouse now. Oh, now that we finished our library, let me show you. Yeah, this is great. So we see a little sign, and we have the slots. And what will happen is, as we build more scientist slots, they will sort of expand like this in a horizontal direction. And then when we get an engineer slot, the engineer slot will appear below here, and again, sort of expand horizontally. Whereas in all other versions of this game, you have an icon for the particular building, and then you can choose to work your specialists like that. But the buildings will expand like this. So you have a whole screen of buildings that aren't organized at all. You're like, where is my scientist? You're scrolling around looking for your scientist slot. This is much, much more friendly. So again, thank you, Sneaks. Very nice, very nice. Let's go ahead and stop here. I don't have my cell phone available to time us, so this feels like a good point to stop, and I'll see you next video. Okay, cool.